Exactly.
I'd like to call this special meeting to order of the City Council for July 30th, 2018. Roll call of Aldermen.
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderwoman Pusa. Alderman Bittner.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Tyler.
Here.
Alderman Anthony.
Here.
Alderman Ovian.
Here.
Alderwoman Schaefer.
Here.
Alderman Gott.
Here.
Oh, sorry, Alderman Dintelman. I
Here.
apologize. Alderwoman Steele. Here. Alderman Weigand.
Here.
Alderman Elmore. Alderman Wigington.
Here.
Alderman Barfield.
Here.
Okay, we have Alderman Pusa and Elmore asked to be excused because they're out of town, I believe. That was granted. I only ask just a couple of department heads to be here today. Jason, we might know Jason Poole, Jamie Matra, John Hartman, and our good friend who's faithful comes to do the taping and the microphones, Rich Peppers. The city clerk is here and the city treasurer and myself. So I think we got a few members in the audience. I think at this time, I'd ask you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, we'll open public participation. If anyone in the audience wants to speak this evening, there's one topic tonight. This is a special meeting for one purpose. I'll explain it in a moment. Is there anything tonight anybody would like to say? If not, I will open and close public participation. I thought maybe Bill had a speech. I didn't know. We'll save it. Okay, save it for September.
Amen.
At this time, we'll go on to the purpose of tonight's meeting. I think when they called around to ask the availability of everyone, and I do appreciate you coming in on short notice, just a couple days. Jason Poole and John probably have not cherished being in my office as much as they have the last couple days, but the situation that we explained at Finance and then City Council a couple weeks ago when we took some action on some sanitation trucks, it did what we hoped it wouldn't do, and the situation got even worse. These guys have done a yeoman's job, and we had to hold some guys over to run the extra routes to get them done. I think I had one complaint where somebody's trash didn't get picked up to the next day, next morning, but that was the only complaint that came to my office. But we were down to operating on bare bones. About 2 trucks? Yeah, so we had a grave challenge. So we're still working on the same scenario we told you at the last meeting when we purchased a used truck. We reminded you that we have a new truck ordered in the budget, but it's still probably 7 months out. Roughly 6? Huh? I'll take that. Better than 7. And then we also got a body ordered to replace one of our chassis that are still in decent shape. So we told you about a demo that we were going after, but it got away from us because it's just that quick. It was sold. So the other day when Jason came to me, he came very prepared, and he said, look, we had another one go down, and he said, it's horrible. It just seems like it's unraveling on us. These one-man trucks, you know, we haven't been in the one-man truck business, but what, 10 years? Not quite? Or about 10 years. And while they're very expensive to purchase, about $270,000, I think, is the next one we have coming, we're finding out that some of the way some of them are made today, you know, for as much as we use them, they take a beating. They really do. The going to the landfill 25 miles each way every day, and then the compaction and that body, that steel's been splitting, and there's been a host of different problems, but that's been the big problem. So we found another demo. Jason came prepared, came to my office and said, I found another demo. I said, call the guy right now from my office. And I guess that was last Thursday. And we said, hold it. I signed him a letter of intent stating that we had already called around and we had enough aldermen saying that they were certainly interested in purchasing it. And and that we had a meeting set for tonight. So he agreed, so we locked it in, and it will get new tires on it. Jason, you've probably seen in your packet, he negotiated a little bit. The guy started out originally at 187,000, but Jason got him down to the 180, but then by the time we went back and had the tax, I guess, and no tax, I'm sorry, but the warranty and the transportation here, et cetera, it still was back at right at 187. But remember, a new one's 270. So hopefully we believe we have the right thing to help us. We need it in the fleet regardless, no matter if all these other repairs come through in a hurry and hold up for a long time. We still need this truck. The description of the truck is in your packet. We just had to have this. I didn't want to wait to the next council meeting. I wanted to get it shipped here so we can get it in service in a day or two. I also want you to understand that Jamie and I have talked repeatedly. We feel that we're okay in TIF. It's as I told you during the budget, we always have a few projects we know are estimated a little high. We've had a couple good bids already on a couple things, and quite honestly, we have, a couple things that might not even go this year now because, for example, we probably won't we're going to get the sewer separation in from 6th to 17th, but we have not gotten IDOT's approval yet to even go out for bid on the streetscape. And if we don't get something like real soon, any day, it's going to be impossible to get that bid. I'm not starting it in December. So we'll wait till spring, so therefore that money would be there for, we wouldn't have to pay it till next year. So that's just an example of where we have, a little bit of cushion in the budget. But I'll take first of all, I guess if someone's willing to put a motion, to read this as a motion, it's coming at my request from administration, and then we can if we can get a motion in a second, then we'll open up for any other discusussion. Alderman Wiggington?
I'll make that motion.
So
You want me to go ahead and read it?
Yeah,
Or you want to have the city clerk read it, or?
Yeah, she can.
You want me to read it? Okay. Motion to approve a sanitation truck demonstrator automated side loader 2014 crane carrier LET 2 model with DD Scorpion 31 yard body in the amount of $187,000.
Have a second by Schaefer. So motion was by Wiggington, second by Schaefer. I open it up for, yes, sir.
Is the body on this particular vehicle, I know it's a heavier truck, but is the body going to be able to sustain a better life than what the previous one that we owned?
We're hopeful. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Can we put a liner in of some kind?
Here's the issue with the sanitation trucks. You cram 10 to 13 tons. Sorry. Sanitation trucks are difficult. You cram 10 to 13 tons every day in a truck. Okay, the compactor moves, you're making 400 stops a day. The compactor's moving probably 300 times a day back and forth. The cylinders are constantly going back and forth. The products that are the material that's inside of the trash truck constantly is doing this number, and you just keep shoving more and more in, and the steel just constantly goes like this, and then it empties and it shrinks again. So can you say that it's going to last longer? Really 5 years, you should be looking for a new trash truck, not 10 years. So I make no guarantees it's going to last 10 years.
We make a lot of stops with our trucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's just the nature of the sanitation.
Alderman Wiggington?
I'm going to just throw this out. The council pretty well knows this, but, Jason and Johnny, they're working understaffed. We're kind of holding this department together, these trucks by Band-Aids. We have got, if we're going to be in this business, we've got to continue to give them the personnel and the equipment that they need to do the job. I think this city can pride themselves with when we've had all the limbs pick up and everything else, how we get out and do the job. But I just think as we look at these budgets, we pump a lot of money into our police and fire department, which we should, and we probably have the best south of Springfield. We give them everything they need, and no qualms about it. But I think that the council needs to be aware that, and the other department too would be housing. They're running understaffed. Those are two departments that are incredibly important to how this city looks. And we need to give Jason and Johnny the tools that they need, and also we need to really look at giving them some more help. I mean, these guys are working their tails off, and I know you said we might have some extra money from the streetscape, but I'm just saying as we
No,
go
that's-
forward,
yeah.
and I know you're cognizant of that, and I'm just throwing this out to the council as my own personal opinion, that we really, really have to start siphoning and funding more money in this department, because these trucks, it's amazing how they take a
Well,
beating.
we know in our hearts we should be ordering 2 new ones every year. We know that. It's just a matter of, but you're at $540,000, if my math's correct, for 2 of them every year. And it's like buying a pumper fire truck. Denny?
Mayor, going back to raising the trash fee again, we gotta think about raising it, there's no way around it. They need new trucks. If we go 2-1, add on to it, again, I know it's still gonna be cheaper than contracting it out to a contractor to do your trash pickups. And at 2-1, he said we have 15,000 residents to pay, that's 45,000 a month, that's, what is it, say 600, 550? Yeah, that buys 2 trucks a year. And let's face it, we have to do it, there's no way around it, I mean, these trucks take a beating.
We're gonna have to look at it again as we,
And these guys need new equipment like the fire department's got, the police department's got new equipment.
and keep in mind, TIF 3's going away. And that's where we buy all this equipment from. And that's a unbelievable, headache for the future. Yes, sir.
So Mayor, are we gonna buy this out of TIF 3 right away, or are we gonna
This
take a
will be
loan?
this will be bought out of TIF 3.
Okay, so we're not gonna take a loan?
No,
right?
this one here, we're gonna buy out of TIF 3, and we're going to, not finance this one.
Okay. And those, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
the delivery charge, or I think there's like $2,000, is that just?
This one actually was located in Arizona. So they got trailered here. They're putting new tires on it. They're gonna put it on a trailer, and it's $2,000 to bring it here and deliver it to us.
Okay,
If we had to go send a couple guys out there to drive it back, it puts 2,000 more miles on it, and we gotta pay the overtime and the hotel and everything else, or whatever, lodging, meals to get them out there and back.
okay.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
a while back, I put an article in the News Democrat. You probably saw it, everybody should have. Our fees are the cheapest anywhere in any county around us. And we can afford to go ahead and raise our fees. There's no doubt about it. Yard waste is unbelievably high everywhere. And our people get yard waste, they get trash pickup, and they get,
Recycle.
the sanitary sewer for a heck of a price. So, people shouldn't complain in our city. If they do, leave as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
Okay,
damn it,
that's-
you don't want to pay for
that-
it, you don't
that's-
need to live here.
We probably don't wanna start that slogan today. Alderman Steele.
I just wanted to go on record as saying, anytime you call Jason or John, they are right there to pick up. And also, the trash trucks were so, the welding was totally gone because they maintain them themselves, that we had people complain about grease and paint that was coming down on the sidewalks. So then you compound the problem with these used trucks. I see Waste Management and Aspen, with these brand new trucks. It would be kind of nice to have something.
Well, we're trying to get to that, we really are, but I'm not gonna lie. We thought we had a plan the last couple of years. We got 2 one year. We were gonna get 1 this year because we were trying to adjust the budget, so we were fair to everybody. They agreed. And then the bottom kind of fell out of the repairs this year, more so than some years. Roger?
Is time of the essence here? Are they holding this truck for us?
They're ready to ship tomorrow, I think.
We won't lose this.
They'll ship tomorrow morning. We call them, they'll ship tomorrow, and he said about 2 or 3 days?
They changed all the fluids and everything, put brand new tires on, it's ready to go for us.
Good.
So all I need to do is we need to send them an email yet tonight or tomorrow morning early and say, if council approved it, check's waiting here when you get here.
And keep in mind too, this is a 2014 model, but it's a demonstrator model, so it was not used on a daily basis. It was
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say one more thing. When we do get this truck, I'd like to see if it's possible, I don't know if it can be done or not, but probably can be, that like flex steel paint, the bottom of the truck from rusting, you know, because it's on the roads a lot, you know, sand, you know, all the salt and all that, and the inside of it, if it can be done. I think it,
I don't know,
the body,
I mean, I don't know if they have any sealant.
I don't know if there's anything like it or not, I'm not really sure.
I don't know. It's probably not,
It continually gets scraped.
We've found that the one-man trucks are not only more expensive, but we found that their shelf life is a little bit less than the old two-man trucks. They just took a little bit more of a beating. And that's just the nature of the, but you save from having only one man on the truck, but you make it up someplace else. What? Oh, yeah, well, we've saved on comp claim. There's no two ways about it. You know, in spite of what you may, see in some of these things, but we have made some good strides, and with our training and with the one-man trucks, we have saved a ton there. Roger?
By the way, I don't know if anybody saw this, there was a particular person very vocal over the weekend. Used to come to the meetings, had public participation all the time, hasn't been to meetings in a long time. This person was very vocal about why are we buying another truck? When are we gonna get out of the trash business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we all know the reasons why. Why we know we can't get out of this business, we have to stay in it, and how tough it is. And I think that as we go forward, we have to put a real positive spin on this. The information that Jason's giving us about how these trucks take a beating and the miles they put on it, and that if there is a bad storm, we do go around and we pick up the limbs or whatever the case might be. So,
We would lose so
this
much-
person that's speaking has no idea what they're talking
We
about.
would lose so much control over cleaning up this city and over being able to give things to the public and to the appearance, perception. People have no idea what we would lose if we didn't have
That's
that
why
department.
we have to continue to put a positive spin on how hard these guys work and what they're doing for the taxpayers and residents of this city.
No, as aggravated as I've been the last couple weeks or month with equipment, and maybe occasional personnel, believe me, the sanitation department is still very, very valuable to this city, and we just gotta continue to monitor and tweak it as we go. We agreed when we did the last trash increase, we waited way too long. And many of us just felt like instead of jumping up double that amount, you go in steps. I don't care when you increase it, if it's even $1. There are people who are gonna be against it no matter what you do. Because their ideal is more service and pay less. And that really doesn't work, but when it comes to government, that's what they think we should be doing. And I just don't have that rabbit in the hat.
Now, they're getting heck of a
Mr.
bang
Mayor,
for their buck.
I look at what these men do out at Mount Hope Cemetery. If it wasn't for them, that would be a nightmare out there.
I know.
And people don't stop to realize we get more help from our city employees than any other community.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And we negotiated with the unions and they were very good to us. Most of the people out there, and that's away from the topic a little bit, they're all part-time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mayor, we seem to be losing focus on what we're here for.
We're here for
So
a trash
I would
truck.
call for the vote.
I'm okay with that. We have a motion, we have a second. If there's no other earth-shattering questions pertaining to the topic at hand, I call for a roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Wiggington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I have nothing else. I call for a motion to adjourn. Ed, Shelley, all in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming in and thank you for your input.